All right. Yeah, I'm going to just get stuck in and just start working here. You know, this stream will be cool for some, not cool for some, and that's completely fine. I completely get that. Mostly going to be construction, probably a little bit of music towards the end, I would think. Probably a lot of cursing, as is the typical thing when you're dealing with screws and cases and things like that. Yeah, this is really early. I mentioned that on Friday that I would probably be starting like super early, just because I wanted to make sure I had enough time to completely transition my case, at least up to the point that I can today. I did something weird, which is I was absolutely 100% positive that I had ordered a new set of 4 mixer channels and a mult and stuff. And I guess I just never placed the order. I don't know if you've ever done that before. Uh, you know, we need who ordered the London Symphony Orchestra? Possibly While High. Looking at you, Cypress Hill. Yeah, kind of reminded of that. So there's just no good camera angle here, but this I guess we'll have to do. So, or here's what we do. We do this, and then we lower the actual tripod head. There we go. So it's a little bit aiming lower. Yeah, I think I've done that on multiple occasions. I was just like, God, where are those things? I haven't gotten an email saying that they're on the way or when they're going to show up. Like, what the? Look through all my records. Like, there's no record of me ordering anything. Like, you doofus. So, yeah, we need to do a full repatch, depatch. I mean, everything's got to come out, including all my semi-permanent cabling for like effects sends and stuff like that. All of that stuff is coming out, and yeah, I've got a few things from home that I will be putting in the case. Hey, Rob. Yeah, so today is like I forget who was that did a big long like 3 or 4 streams, and each one was like 3 hours, and it was like filling the monster case, and it was like just putting in modules and talking about them really slowly. I actually watched it because that stuff is interesting to me. Your choices. You're like, why did you do this? Why did you put this here? Why are that kind of stuff? That's good. That's good to watch. Get other people's perspectives on things. I don't know if I need to depatch everything, but I'm going to anyways because otherwise you're just asking for annoyance down the road, and I have enough of that. I don't need any more. So, this is this. These guys. So yeah, I typically patch my voices by color. So everything in one particular color is one particular voice, which also makes the de-patching thing a little bit easier because it's like all in the same kind of general area. Doink, 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 doink. And then so you just take all of it. Oh no, we got short guys. So we got all the short guys here, all long guys here. Chonk. I don't think the stream just stopped. Man, anytime somebody says something about that, I'm always paranoid because, of course, in the past, it has usually been something on my end. But in this case, I can confidently say that we are running 0 dropped frames, and everything looks good. So, get off of dial-up. There's a bunch of these little guys too. I want to make sure that those all get to their respective places of living. Okay, come on. Well, just the two sends from here, they're going to FX aids. One's for reverb, one's for delay. Right, and so that can be optioned in the future because I'm going to be adding some more effect options. Specifically my ZDSP, and maybe another thing or two. I've got that black hole DSP, black hole 2 sitting here too. And I'm like, that's good at some things. It just kind of like, I really just needed a good delay, hence the sea legs, and hence not using the black hole 2 anymore. But it could go back in here. It's got some cool features. It's got those drone voices, which were kind of neat, kind of cool. This guy, these guys, donk. Okay, and I think I'm going to move the vector also. It's going to come down lower, which means we're going to have to unhook all that shit too. Let's just keep going. Keep depatching. This is annoying. Every time I drop a cable. Saw a really good show last night. If you haven't heard of this guy, Michael Kiwanuka, he's like an English singer-songwriter, very vintage style, very like 70s sound, very emotionally rich, and one might almost say heavy. I'll leave that for now. But a really good show. And then Brittany Howard from Alabama Shakes opened up for him. So, all in all, a fine show. I'm going to leave these guys separate because they're vaguely permanently in place. Okay, this comes out. This, I hate this jumper cable that I have to route clock to my effect units. That's just not fun. I don't like it. It's not elegant. It offends my aesthetic sensibilities. No, it's not behind the panel. No. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would do that. I would want the options, the flexibility of having it accessible. You know? Alright. These guys I'm going to plant back here. Okay, so our first job is going to be taking all of the mixer channels and moving them into the skiff. And then the sequencers and stuff like that, I'm going to probably move those into the skiff as well. Speaking of the skiff, let's get mouse out of the way. This keyboard is just massively in the way. Yeah, because this is like literally I don't have enough table space right here in front because of all of the other crap that's sitting here. Mouse and keyboard and junk. I need a small keyboard, I think. Because this is just in the way now, and that's just a terrible place to have it. Dumb. Yeah, so there it is in all of its 1 meter long, 197 HP glory. And it is glorious. Alright, and then let's pop all of these bad boys. Boink, 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 boink. Oh, let's just keep popping them. The nice thing is that these are perfectly shaped cables. They're like the perfect height to fit on the jack and then go over the edge like that. It's actually ideal. So I sort of want to keep using these things. These nice right angle guys. I've got a few more. Hopefully the lengths are going to be correct. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. MC slowly. Oh, look at that little guy. Ain't that cute? Dude, I wonder if I could even type on that. That would actually be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm disappointed in the keyboard and mouse that I got. Actually, they were cheap and they were wireless and they were Logitech, and I like Logitech and I trust them for the most part. But dude, these things are the worst. They are the worst. Okay, now let's do the thing. What we do absolutely need is a can full of Knurlies at the ready. Yeah, make sure that I'm not plugged in either, because, you know, you never know when you're like, a screw just went into the mains lead and then everything exploded. Bah. Oh no, a stripped out Knurly. Oh no. Oh no. Let's put that guy aside because he sucks. I actually have a whole, like, another half can of Knurlies at home. I should have brought them. Kind of regretting that. Because I need them here more than I do at home. Glad I charged up my screwdriver, though. Okay, now as long as we're at it, let's undo more shit here. Boom, 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 boom. Out of here. Out of there. Get out. Get out. Okay. And then, oh, another stripped. Oh, no. Oh, no. Arrgh. I can't quite get it. Cannot quite get it. Oh, man, it's just, like, totally rounded. Damn it. Hold that thought. You can get a straight bit. You can use a straight bit for these things, too. Oh, yeah, you know what? Here's what I do have. I have my super trashy little table that I used to keep the rig on. We can use that to camp stuff and have stuff chill for the moment. There, now we have a little table there to put stuff like this. Yeah, this is a really nice little screwdriver. Charges with an Android connector. You know, just like boom. Came with like 4 million little bits. It's really, really nice. Alright, let's put all of our hookup cables. Yeah, so I'm going to put a... That's not a flat bit. What in the heck? That's a flat bit. Just grabbed the wrong thing. No, that's not a flat bit either. What? Dude, what is wrong with your brain? It's more like, what's wrong with your eyesight? Let me count the ways. There. Flat bit. Okay. Let's get the opening here. There you go. There you go. Nope, you didn't do it. There you go. Yeah. Shitty, stripped out Knurlies must die. Must pay the ultimate price. Cannot keep them around. The dot sequencer I'm going to keep in the bottom row along with the drums. I kind of want them to be sort of right next to each other. By the way, I found out something really interesting about the dot sequencer. I was looking at all of my modules and updating them and stuff during the last week or so. And the dot sequencer has presets. Like, you can save presets, and you can actually pop back and forth between them. Now, you don't think you can do that with CV, unfortunately, because that would be the bee's pajamas. Yeah, I have a trash can lurking about 10 feet behind me, so... But yeah, I'm not gonna, unless I absolutely desperate. Actually, if I would rather use the basic screws that come with modules than reuse a stripped out Knurly. Because let's just kick the can down the road. What am I, a politician? Ooh, well-timed prescient jokes. Good times. Okay. Boom. And we're off. You, all of you, get out, get out. Now, you're going to notice, as I'm handling modules, that it almost looks like I don't give a fuck. You'd be partially right. I think we put a lot of care into handling our electronics, like they're delicate little glass flowers that are going to shatter at the moment's notice. But, you know, that's really not true. If they're built with any degree of quality, they should be peachy keen for the occasional bonk and thud. And, you know, these guys are not an exception. And, honestly, I've built a lot of circuits in my day, and generally you can kind of tell. Okay, by the way, I wanted to look. This is 1, 2, 3 connections on this routing cable. You can actually get a routing cable that has like 5 or more connections on it. So my fears of like, oh, I don't have enough cable space and it'll only take like 3 channel modules was not at all true. It will take as many as you can give it, which is really, really cool. Okay, there you go. Now you're in the space. Now, here is my only thing. Because this is where the goofball stuff for the power supply goes, is this going to be in the way? I don't think so. I think it should be okay if I keep the master section down there. It feels like it's flexed just a little bit. Come on. Get down in the skiff. Get down with the skiffness. Open up your case and let the modules in me. I don't really want to press that hard. This is weird. What did I just drop? Oh, there goes the mouse. Son of a bitch. Guys, did you not make this skiff tall enough at the end? What the fuck? Like, this just won't go in? Everything else is? Ooh, man, it goes in, but it is tight. Ah, okay, well, it's only on the front panel, so I hope that's okay. And if not, well, to hell with you. As long as the screw goes in, we should be safe. Or, what we do is we back it off by like 1 HP. Easier said than done without pulling out a random component. Man. Yeah, so the problem right now is the first of all, let's move the Z-rails there so they're actually in the right spot. Yeah, it seems like out here it's fine, and as it gets to the ending, it kind of tapers just the tiniest amount. So these guys are not, they don't want to fit in there on the very end. Now, can I get a screw in? Can I get a screw in? Yeah, let's cross thread that fucker. Who cares? No, it's fine. It's just slightly, like, imperceptibly angled. And then as I put the screw in, it'll probably pull the Z-rail a little bit to the right, and then, yeah, it should line up perfectly. There we go. Okay, now we're rolling. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Now watch, nothing else lines up. Like, motherfucker! And then the cursing starts. The cursing starts, the children get offended. The parents start weeping. It's terrible. I can't believe it happened. Oh my god. Open up your face and come to me. Sorry, it had to be done. Now it's rocking around through my head. There. Mixer in. What's next? I want to make sure that I have 10 HP reserved for another. So we're going to count that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, and I'm going to put a knurly in there. Yeah. The long, hard skiff of the law. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stick a knurly in the Z-rail right here. I don't know if you can even see that. Probably not very well. Jesus, I'm really running low on knurlies, but that's fine. Again, it's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have a whole cig on your plate. Don't know where we're gonna put these guys. Also, the PAMs. I've been debating about this. I'm not 100% sure that I want it in the bottom row. Now, it's easier in terms of routing clock. I wish, you know what I wish? I wish you could flip the display on PAMs. So then I could just put it like so. I don't know. Maybe it won't matter. And then maybe the thing to do would be, let's see, if we perch it way at this end and I use one of these here cables, will this reach to the clock input of that melodizer? And the answer is no. Okay, let's. I'm gonna start with the melodizers then on the other end, and then we kind of fill stuff in as I go here. Well, I really am strictly using PAMs as a clock source. Like, that is all it's doing. So, you know, I'm not using it for all of its bells and whistles, which, whatever. Come on, why do you not go into the thing? Go into the thing. There. There. Now you've gone into the thing. Congratulations. All right. Or if you're a hip person, it's pronounced melodicer. Rob, I wrote a paper in high school once, and I don't remember why this was like the thing, but it was like, describe a fake scientific process. And like, purely, fantasy kind of like weirdness and stuff. And mine was called coin portation. And it was exactly that. Is when you drop something, the kinetic energy released by it hitting the floor causes it to warp space-time, and it immediately teleports away from you someplace. Which is why when you drop something and it bounces like in a completely stupid place, and you can never find it again. That's why that happens. Coin portation. Okay, anyways. This guy. And then this guy. Did I have 4 in each of these? I think I did. I generally put multiple screws in any module that's like big, because it just adds extra rigidity to your case overall. So yeah, I don't really know isn't Neo Trinity more of a modulation source kind of thing? I don't know. I know a lot of people were talking about it, but a lot of people talk about maths all the time also, and I tend to just ignore them. All right, now we rock and roll. Yeah, cannot recommend the tiny electric screwdriver enough, by the way. If you're doing anything with modular, you should absolutely have one. It is a massive, massive time saver. Pretty sure I only had 2 screws in the SIG, which is wonderful. Man, it's the one thing that I think the SIG suffers from. And imagine if it had CV inputs. Like, I think the choice would be, let's come out with the SIG 2, make it exactly the same, but make it about 4 or 6 HP bigger. Put a little tiny screen in there and give it some CV inputs. 1 per channel. I think that would be the mandatory amount. That'd be kind of cool. All right, now here's my question. Do we put PAMs here? I think we put PAMs here. More towards the center. That way I can absolutely be sure that the clock cables are going to reach. My other vague concern is the clock output that's going all the way up to the mult up here. Is that clock cable going to reach? It should. It's one of these big ol' Mohonkus guys that I got at NobCon a couple years ago, and they're like 6-foot low profile cables. Ooh, buddy. Hey Paul, yeah, I started this on Friday. It's my official new setup angle and stuff. We will be adding different cameras and hardware HDMI mixing and stuff. Hopefully I'll have my mirrorless camera here at some point in the future. That is definitely in the future, though. And I still need to do... I need to put a... no, it's just sort of behind where I had it before. I was talking about it before. I was like, here's where I used to have it, back there, Like right in front of the thermostat on the wall was this table that with the blue towel sitting right in front of it, right in front of the mixing console there, the Zoom console. What the fuck, dude? Why won't this go in at a decent angle? Now it does, because I needed to move it. So yeah, I basically moved it across from my Rhodes, and I'm going to put another synth on top of the Rhodes at some point. That's kind of the eventual goal. But I do want to get a set of Rhodes stackers, or the Rhodes Rider, or like whatever they call them. Depends on who makes them. What's wild is you can't find them. They're just non-existent, except in like Australia. And I'm like, what? Like, what's the deal with that? Okay. So, this is kind of... I think this is kind of where I want to be for now. But, obviously we've got a lot more to do. So, the vector needs to move down here. Which means I need to supply it with a clock, which probably means putting a mult right next to it. We might as well dust things off as long as we're going and make everything all happy and clean. Let's dust it straight into the power connectors of the new skiff. Vapor. Also, let's test power this thing up and see what happens. If it explodes in a blinding flash of nuclear fire, then we know that we're dumb. We did something wrong. Actually has an IEC power cord too, which I appreciate. Sort of. I do like the external power transformers for noise prevention. I think that's a really good thing. But now, let's see what happens. Here we go. Oh my god, everything works totally fine. Oh my god. Yep. Peachy. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Ja, ist gut. Okay, so this guy is going to kind of just be like there. It's just going to hang out right in front. Okay, but for now, let's power it down. And I'm going to get a little bit closer here. Get a little closer. Yes, I grew up in the 80s. Alright, now the next thing is going to be drums. Put it down here. Oh, you get out of there and don't rest against the leads. Where is my automobile? Automobile? There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. Okay, and I'm going to move Platts over there too, because I think basically at this point in my life, Platts is just a drum module. I use it for hi-hats and snare and kick, and that's about it. And occasionally some funky, you know, weird percussion thing. And it worked good for that. OBS Lua Zoom to Mouse script. What? Does it make my mouse work better? I hope so. That'd be really, really cool, man. Does it give me a better mouse? That is my question. That's the real question. Alright, now, looper, Praeterio Versio. We're going to move yo ass over. We're going to put you in the effects section for sure, but not yet. Come on. There you go. There you go. Good job. Good job, buddy. All right, let's move this too because I'm sure we're going to need to. Okay. I already have sort of discovered something that I need to change. And that is the... I think I'm going to move the SIG down here. And I think I'm going to move my FX aids down to the bottom row too. So yeah, let's do all of that at the same time here. 1, 2. Is this another FX aid? I'm pretty sure it is. All of the FX aids in the world. Yeah. Oh, really? Interesting. You have to have a camera that's like capable of that, or does it just like software zoom in or something? I mean, I have seen some fairly affordable PTZ cameras, which are really tempting. Especially if you could get something that's like controllable by, you know, a viewer. Like, I always thought that'd be really, really dope. Have like one camera that's like controllable by someone special. Someone who doesn't suck. Alright. Yeah. Stack these guys up. There is enough power headers on here for the thirstiest system. So I can skip some. I mean, there's a lot. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40 just on the bottom row. 40 headers. Like, I guess if you're talking 168 HP, you know, imagine if it was all 4 HP modules. Alright, so this guy goes to here, and this guy goes to here, and this guy goes to here. And that way our mixer connections just go right back, basically, where they used to be. Alright. Beehive, this is going to be, that's the Platts. My fake Platts clone. Alright. Quadrum is next. There, and then we'll go T networks next. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Right now, what I need to do is put a noise gate on my microphone so that it doesn't always make sound, like if I'm sniffling or something, which I used to have on the old setup, and I just haven't enabled yet, because reasons. Don't know what reasons are. Time, that's it. Time is the issue. Alright. And then dot sequencer here? No. Let's move it closer. Let's put it right next to the quad drum and untwist the power cable, because there's no reason for that madness. There's no reason for that crazy-tude. Yeah, see, the problem is if I go to my other overhead view, you know, you can't see anything. Like, it cuts off the skiff completely. So this is about as good as it's going to get for today, unfortunately. It would be nice if things didn't suck at all, but there's some suck. There's always a little bit of the suck. So, anyways, there's that. Let's see, what else could we put down here? sample drum might be a good thing to put down at the bottom. Yeah, but I'm going to move the SIG over, though. That's a definite yes. Because I do use the SIG to generate rhythms, probably more than I use it to generate melodies. And it is good at that. So, yeah, as far as music today, I do want to at least try stuff a little bit, you know? I don't want to just go into my next stream cold. I will say Friday's stream is probably not gonna happen. I got some life conflicts going on. No, this needs to be over 1. I'm looking at the sort of the spillover from the other mixer modules. They are 10 HP each, and we're absolutely going to add another 4 channels of stereo on this thing. And originally the idea was to put the vector in the bottom row also, but I like it where it's at as far as the expander goes. I want to keep that there, which means it has to be a reasonable distance away from the main unit. So if I move the expander maybe down a row over, so closer to the oscillators, then I can put the vector like right here in the front, which is perfect. Okay. What else? Oh, the bloom. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to move the bloom down. And get a mult in there, too. Oh, you son of a bitch. Another in a long line of stripped out knurlies. Why you gotta be like that? Well, I'm the one that did it. And then I'm the one that reused them. And was just like, oh, just deal with it later. Yep. Kicking the can down the road. Politician style. Yeah. Okay. That guy. Oh, where are you plugged in, buddy? There you go. There you go. Wait. No. Just kidding. There you go. Thump. Alright. Where do you go from here? Now that your entire rack is taken apart. Any Sticks fans out? Sticks fans? No? Huh? Probably got more exposed to them than most because, you know, Chicago. They're a Chicago band. Or at least Dennis DeYoung is from here. I don't know about the rest of the guys. There, now we are Bloom accessible, which is good. I will probably end up moving these guys around a little bit, but maybe not right now, because it doesn't really need it. Okay, let's... the vector's going to be a big job. I'm sort of dreading it a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong. Okay. Ow. Bonk. Actually, what I could do is just lower this a little bit and then tilt it up a little bit more. That's probably peachy. So the distance from the vector to the expander, if we kind of draw a thing, I wonder if it'll reach without actually moving this thing. That would be fantastic. I may have to reroute the cable because it's going to be, well, there's two of them, and it's going to be a total mess. So, all right, let's get stuck in on that. That's going to be a big job. Jesus, quit it. One, two. I was thinking about putting the Turing machine in the bottom row also, since it does kind of classify as a sequencer. But, you know, I don't know. Not sure about that yet. 4, 5. Oh. Hello, Mr. Screwdriver bit that came off. Hi. The vector! He's like, but boss, I just got here. Alright, red stripe is up on both of these. Both of those. Alright, so if we put this bud down here, ka-chunk, that's a good look. I like it. Now, pray for Mojo. There's these two big-ass 20-pin ribbon cables that need to be filtered through here from the expander to das Vector. I don't think they're going to reach. I think this is going to be a total pain in the ass. What to do about that? Well, let's pull the expander then, just in case. It doesn't have any power connectors. All it has are the two cables. And then we can kind of look at it a little bit bird's eye here. Ridiculous, right? All right, so if I put this guy like here, I mean that actually would be perfect. It's going to be a lot closer to any of my oscillators, which is nice. So let's do that. I'm going to pull the dual filter, at least for now. Maybe what we do is we just put it right up here. Also, I've got this nano rings. I never fucking use rings anymore. Is this gonna fit? This I think is perfect. Yeah, it pretty much fits perfectly. Okay. Something for the future. The future. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Now, first thing we want to do. First thing we want to do is take this here vector, right, and get it the fuck out. Get out. Get out, buddy. Get out. All right. Second thing we're gonna need to do is feed these here cables all the way through. Yeah, we're doing the job. We're doing the work. At least some of it, not all of it, because there's no such thing as done. You'll never be finished, ever, never, ever. Okay. One of these is the J13, and this is the J13. Which is the J13? This is the J13. This is the J20. Are you a bent pin? Are you? No, I guess not. It just looked weird. There you go. Okay. All right. Boom. We're in. These are 2-row ribbon connectors. I believe they're 20 pin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're 20 pin. So there's just a 20 conductor cable going either direction, and that is to supply 6 volt per octave gate and velocity outs, and 8 different trigger outs, plus MIDI in and out as well. So all of that stuff coming out of the expander. Yeah, they're both the same size. They're both 20 pin ribbon cables. Oh, I asked Jim for longer ones because I needed them, and they can be pretty long. I don't think there's like any kind of like hard limit. Because I wanted to, my original thought was to put it down here and to put a couple of washers under the screws and leave a little gap and then route those cables through. And I'm like, there's no way that's going to work. I would need to put like a standoff. It would be sticking up out of the case by like a 1/4 inch. And that's dumb. And honestly, I think having it here is a really good thing too, because I'll still be able to, it'll be a lot easier to program. That's for sure. And it'll be a lot easier to mute parts and do all of those kinds of things. All right. So there's the vector. There's the expander. Cool, bro. Like Coolsville, bro. All right. Now, which one of these is going to which? This is the ZCall Dimension MIDI cable, so we're going to route that right now and just go, here's part 7, doink, and then here's part 8, because those guys are basically permanently wired for parts 7 and 8, and I'm cool with that. I'm funk like that, I'm fly like that, I'm hip like that. Maybe at some point I can actually get shorter cables now. That would be one advantage of having it up there, is that I can run the cables around the back of the case, so that's nice. Yeah, dude, I feel your pain, Tracy. 100%. I'm right there with you. Don't do anything idiotic now. Like this. Like bringing a bunch of modules in a random cardboard box that you didn't take any precautions or protections for. Like that. Look at that dusty motherfucker. Jesus. Jesus, Mike. Care for your stuff, for Christ's sake. You're like, it costs money. And then you're like, fuck it. Let's break it. Let's break it. Okay. We're going to put the Luba in here, because, yay, we love the Luba, but we kind of don't. This guy is just a buffered malt, and I think you better think about where you're going to put your malt. I might put it up here. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Okay, let me think about this here for a second. What we really want is a remote, like a clock mult, basically, which is what I've got up here, right? If you can, you can't. This guy, this is just clock. That's all this is. And I'm gonna need another one down here in the bottom someplace. So, yeah, it's a matter of figuring out what's the best place to put it, and the answer is I have no freaking clue, because I'm just making all of this up as I go along. This is what I do. I'm not a modular grid. Let's plan everything out down to the millimeter. I am a modular grid. Let's just throw some modules at it and hope for the best. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. So Okay, now, with the theme of putting my effects more towards the bottom so they can be easily hooked up to the mixer, because the mixer's all going to be here, we need to probably do something a little different with this typical Erica Synth's mixer into the sea legs. And I'm not sure what to do with that. That's the first thing we can do, is pull that cable in an effort to distract myself. What I need to do is, let's see. The Bloom takes a 16 PPQ clock. The Melodicers don't. They take a 1 PPQ clock. So they want a quarter note. They don't want a 16th note clock or a 24 PPQ clock or whatever, you know, anything like that. Yeah, I know. It's just what I had. I had it available. I have another non-buffered mult also at home, but it's being used for stuff there. So, you know, this was unhooked, and I just grabbed it. And it's always good to have the option, because this is, I don't need to use every single part of this mult for that particular purpose. Because it is a 3x3, so to speak. So it's got 3 inputs, but then they're all normalized. So it's either a 1x9 or, you know, a 1x6 and a 1x3. You know. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, I've got some extra space to play with, and my thoughts are simple. Like, I'm gonna fill what I have, and there will be space left over. And then we go to modular grid, right? Everything in here is going to be configurable, and it's not like I'm in danger of running out of room. Let's put it that way. Dude, I cleaned this at home, and I clearly just did a crap job. Poof. Now, where do we put this mult? That is my question. We're going to need a clock for the dot sequencer. We're going to need a clock for the vector. We're going to need the same type of clock for the Bloom. So, do we run a single cable? Yeah, but see, this is the problem. It's all scattered all over the place right now. So, like, I've got a clock here. I've got a clock here in, like, opposite ends. Sea Legs needs a clock. The Versio needs a clock. I guess what I'll do is that will be, this will be like my effects clock. I can run to the vector direct, and that's totally fine. That'll work well. From here, so we'll like run one clock and then branch it out to the dot and Sea Legs and the emitter. And then I won't have to use that derpy cable. Okay. Let's start bolting this stuff in. FX aids. Are you plugged in? Did I plug you in? There's an easy way to check, and that would be just to turn on the bottom row. Yeah, we good. We peachy. Okay. Of the loop, I'm going to put that up a little bit more. And then I'm going to end up probably moving this entire second row over quite a bit. There's part of me that wants to put the Sea Legs and the submixer, that stereo mixer that's in the middle, this guy right here, put this all on the ground floor here, just to make it easier to hook up to the mixer. Like, it's far away, and it's going to be two large obnoxious cables being in the way, and I don't want to deal with that shit. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll end up moving the entire mixer over into the middle also, because that's sort of like my main performance thing, is just the mixer. But it's okay where it is, I think. I think it's fine. It's going to be weird adjusting new cable lengths. That's the one thing. Like, everything's a little different, which means your cable runs are going to be completely different. So workflow is going to suffer at first. Suffer. But, you know, I knew that going in. This is like hitting the reset button on my entire streaming history. It's going to be all new stuff. Come on. Why does the screw never fit into the hole? Why? Why are you like that? Why? Son of a bitch. Does it work at the top? No, it's totally at an angle. It's like right between two of the holes in the rail. I hate that crap. And it's because these FX aids don't have any give in their hole, in the screw hole. Dude, are you just attached permanently? Like, no, you're not. You're not attached permanently. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you are. That's right. It's on a daughter card. Ah, that's part of the issue. Maybe I don't even need a screw hole in the expander. Oh, well, no, never mind. We're going to actually end up sacrificing like 1 HP. I think I did before, too, when it was up here. I think it was exactly the same kind of an issue. It's irritating, though. Like, you got your standard, guys. You got your standard. Maybe you should comply with it. You know? It's enough that we have to deal with, like, odd number HP. That is a weird one for me. I've got a few of those. The Pico low-pass gate is 3. The Cinnamon is 5. The NIN expander for the Zadar is 3. It's like, what? Why? But maybe it's actually a good idea to not have to use like a 1 HP mult, because those are, or a blank panel, because those are dumb. Also, I don't have any. Also, they're dumb. Which came first? Them being dumb or me not having any? I don't know. It doesn't matter. 1 HP mult. Barely big enough to put a screw into. It's like, that's called a ventilation hole. Okay, now I want to make sure that everything is like really crammed as far to the right as it can get before I cinch all of this stuff down. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll do a little bit of experimenting today music-wise, but I cannot stick around too terribly late. I still, unfortunately, have some side hustle work to do at home. And because there's no stream on Friday, I would expect at least sometime this week. Now, when? I don't know. This is kind of funny. My teachers union, right? We've been trying to get a contract. I've been working under a contract since the beginning of this school year. You know. Yeah, Tracy, that is a good point. Yeah, there's a few in here. Like there's one over here. There's a little tiny space. There's a little bitty space. It's like quarter of an HP there. I've got there's a few of them. There's little itty bitty gaps all over the place. Okay, temporarily, for now, this mult will go there, and I think that'll be fine. Okay. Now, what's next? Let's move. This is the Preterio Versio, so that guy needs to be kind of he's a separate sound generating thing. I could actually throw it anywhere, because it is not an effect. It is a generator of some sort. Yeah, I was mentioning, so we've been under 0 contracts since the beginning of the school year. And like the school board has been not negotiating in good faith, to be honest. And it's not so much the school board as it is the superintendent, right? Allegedly, one of the things that came out was that the superintendent's bonus is tied to not spending as much money. Oh, so like you literally tied a bonus to a conflict of interest with your own teachers? Wow, what a terrible idea. Like, what? But long story short, I have had multiple appointments that have kept on occurring on days that we supposedly were like done with negotiations and everything was good, and then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, it was like, just kidding, it's all gone to hell again, and now they're being assholes. So I kept canceling stuff, and it's like all this coming week. I've got like car appointments and like doctor stuff, a couple different things, and like it all has to happen this week because I can't just keep canceling every time some executive has a whim and you know, decides to be a dick. So yeah, I've got a lot of shit going on this week, but I should be able to fit a stream in for sure. All right, this guy, seal eggs, delicious seal eggs. It is a delicious module, I have to say. Pretty happy with my my choice there. Now, am I missing anything really obvious? Probably. Probably. I mean, I'm not going to deny that for a millisecond. I'm sure I'll start working and I'll be like, oh, this is dumb. And I'll have to end up moving a bunch of stuff around. Alright, that being the case, we can put the ZDSP, which is literally here for one purpose, and it may not survive very long, because it is a massive module. But the Halls of Valhalla reverb is just absolutely spectacular. And you know me and giant reverbs. And if I want a supermassive in a module, this is about as close as you're going to get. Not to say that it's really close, but it is a good, expansive, you know, potentially ginormous reverb on some of those programs on the Halls of Valhalla thing. Alright, so here's what we do. Actually, no, we do this. We keep it plugged in here, and we be smart guys, right? And we go, here's our outputs, here's our inputs to the delay, right below it. That's smart guy logic, right? And then what else can we stick in here? We can put... let me see. Will this fit here? No, of course not. Let's see. I wanted the sample drum down here. Yeah, let's do that next. And that frees up a little bit of space right there. Maybe that is then a good place to put the looper. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, these are stripped out and released. You guys go in the shame pile. All right, where are you at? It is this one. Okay. He gives a fuck about an Oxford comma. Gives a fuck about a stripped out nearly. I do. Because each one is like $4. It's not that much. I'm sort of kidding. Sort of vaguely kidding, but they are expensive. Who is it? I just saw somebody else makes like their own version of it, and I can't remember who it was. It was when I was shopping for chainsaws. Acid rain chainsaws, that is. Ooh, that's a healthy sounding thread. Good job, buddy. Cross thread that hole. Do it. Just rip it in there. cram and jam. Damn the consequences. Okay. That guy. Ooh, that's a bent knurly. That's what that was. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Now let's move this over just a tiny bit, and let's get the black hole DSP in here as well. I'll be right back. It's over in the other area. No, it's actually sitting on a shelf randomly. If I can get out of here. Oh God! Oh Jesus! Oh no! Also got the dual drive and a 182 sequencer, a couple of 2 HP envelopes, and the cloud terrarium. Now that I need to consider. Because I'll tell you what, I really love the cloud terrarium. I mean, I love it. It is an amazing sounding module. As others have said, oh, it's a little dated. Okay, yeah, but, like, who cares? It's unique, and it sounds great. And, like, not that this matters in the least bit, but it looks good, too. Like, it's just cool looking. I'd say that whole design aesthetic for anything that synthesis technology makes is, like, it's pretty good. It's A-okay, you know? It's good shit. ZDSP2. All right. Okay, I don't want to move that mixer too far away, though. I definitely want to get it, like, latched on to the sea legs. Or, like, another effect module, potentially. Like the black hole. So the black hole can go where? Let's swap the positions of these two. So we'll go sample drum, black hole, stereo mixer, which is still like literally in the perfect position right here. It's like our Erica synths row. Let's stick the dual drive in here also. Actually, probably should. It's good to have a distortion option. Do you ever, like, you know, look at your system at some point and realize that, like, oh, this is a lot. I generally don't, because, you know, you build slowly. It's not like overnight, all of a sudden, you know, suddenly you have 5 bazillion modules laying around. Like, no, this is over, like, what, six years at least of building. Have you guys seen the newest, nope, forgot to change my bit. The newest Bad Gear. He talks about how modular is awful. He doesn't really. It's more just like, he's like, I have deadlines, and I can't be goofing around making sounds. Okay. It's a bit of a stretch, I'll be honest. Alright, you can be unplugged. Hey, Tom Servo. Yeah, this is new setup. So again, I'll kind of show off. I used to be here, right there. You see that thermostat? That's where my case was. It was sitting on a table, like right behind the mixer here, right? And I'm like, I want to put it over here in the other corner, and then put the Rhodes behind it. Hi, Rhodes. And then we're going to put the System 8 on top of the Rhodes. Or I have that up, where? You can't. This synth, that's a Korg Lambda string machine, and it's really gorgeous. But it's also kind of heavy, and I don't want to stick it right on top of the Rhodes, because it's just a plastic cover. And so I'm looking for a set of Rhodes straddlers. They're like these bars. I don't know if you've seen these. They're a bar that sits over this. It fits into this aluminum channel, and it goes over the top and then over the back, and it fastens on the back. And so they don't put any weight on the top of the case at all. It's great. And you could just stick a synth directly on there. I need a set of those, but easier said than done. Unfortunately, they're not. I can't find them anywhere, or they're like stupendously expensive for no reason. Or they're in Australia and they cost an extra $50 to ship, and fuck that noise. That ain't gonna happen. All right, Lupa? Yeah, let's get this done. This has been looking at me and staring at me in an accusatory fashion, and I don't like it. And frankly, I've had it up to here with the likes of you, module. This is such a derpy upgrade. This whole, like, let's fasten a USB port onto the side. Hell, I don't think my Luba even works correctly, but I do like to use it for a couple of things. Like a so, and I like a so. Oh, you dusty bitch. You are a dusty bitch. Damn. I'm gonna run out of screws. It's not good. In fact, I'm gonna run out of screws like now. Gives a fuck about your lack of knurlies. I do. I give. Because, I need them. Are these guys stripped out? I think these are stripped out. Yeah. Damn. Damnation. Wait, did I put others over here that weren't stripped out? I don't remember. Yeah, this is not stripped out. I was going to say, I think I stuck 2 here that were not stripped out. And then I just put them in the garbage pile. That's another one that is not. That works. That one should work too. Dude, so should that one. What the heck? Okay. Other than that, I'm going to have to go into my module boxes and pull out the, Yeah, except, Frank, I don't use this room for playing things out loud very often. And I do have room treatments here. You just don't see them. I have large amounts of soundproofing foam and stuff like that on the walls. And this is not a bedroom. This is actually an external studio. So I'm a little bit limited in what I can do as far as, like, the walls are plaster, okay? Right here, these are not, like, wallboard, right? So you can't exactly drill into them. When you do, large chunks burst out, and it's not a good thing. It's a bad scene. So, we do what we can. I mean, I know I have speakers back here, and so on, but, like, honestly, I rarely play stuff out loud. It's almost always on headphones. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't mix things well on headphones, because you absolutely fucking can. And it's such a cop-out. You have to spend $2,000 on studio monitor. No, you don't. You'd have to get used to what you have. That's what you got to do. If you have a certain pair of headphones and you can actually say, hey, when it sounds like this in these headphones, it's going to sound good in other things, then you're good. You're good to go. Okay. More dicey and debatable screws. Yeah, I've been powering on every once in a while. I do definitely have stuff going well. Oh, I take that back. That is a stripped out and early, but that's fine. Well, headphones, unfortunately, they're usually not. To get a really accurate pair of headphones is like big bucks. I remember I saw a pair of Sony headphones that were for like mixing and mastering, and they were like $2,000, and they had an almost flat frequency response. Like it was as close as you could probably get, and they were, $2,000. And that's not to say like, oh, I'm going to use those to listen to music now because they're going to sound really good. Actually, they're probably not. They're going to sound very flat and artificial. And, I think it's a matter of getting used to what you have. This is the looper. I don't want the looper necessarily on the bottom somewhere. I could put it next to the luba, actually. That would be a good place for it. Because they kind of do the same thing, No, that is not. No, that isn't really. Okay. Oh, what? What? Are you a bent Nurly? Are you another bent one? I think it is. Nope. We're going to have to leave a little tiny 1 HP space right around there because it's not going to fit correctly. Boo! Boo this module! Hey, Simon. Yeah, let's do a quick check on the top row. Make sure things are looking decent, and they are. Is the radio music working? No, it's not, because it doesn't work, and it's an asshole. So, okay, goodbye. Okay. Alright, dual filter. Son of a... When you were talking about dropping screws and stuff before, Tracy? Yeah. Okay, hang on. We gotta go overhead, because I cannot see the power connector below this header. Schwaboo! Hi! Do you have any spare power connectors? No? Shit. How about up? Yeah, there's one. Oh. Well, that's not going to work. It's too heavy. Okay. Instead, I guess we get to fumble around in the dark. Excellent. Oh, God. There. Can I balance this? No. No. Here, let's do this. Let's pull this out and make life a hell of a lot easier for install purposes. No, I don't need this. I need this. Oh, it's just, this is just barely big enough to get my giant catcher's mitt of a hand in here. Oh, you son of a bitch. Get under. Oh, I cannot get it in from here. There's no way. I don't have enough room. Fuck! Alright, that's fine. We're going to move rings anyways because I never use it, for one. And number two, it's somehow in the middle of the filters, but it's definitely more of a sound source than a filter. So, like, hang there for now, buddy. I'll come back to you. Come on. Commence the cursing. Oh, wait. Oh, Yeah, I've been using, well, I've got DT 1990s at home, which are, absolutely phenomenal. And I kind of miss those. Problem is, they're open back, and when you do what I'm doing now with open back headphones, oh, I don't have to move it. We could just keep it right there, and it perfectly fits. You know what, though? Let's switch places. Let's swap places, because then filter goes with filter, and rings goes with not filters. Open back headphones are going to feedback if you're talking into a microphone. The leakage from the open back is actually going to get picked up in your microphone, and you will cause bad feedback just by moving your head close. It's really nasty. So I pretty much have to use closed back when I'm doing this stuff, just because of the microphone placement. At home, I have a different mic, and this is a freaking saga. Like, so many things. Like, I have an SM7B at home. All right, cool, fine. I was like, oh, should I bring that to the studio? No, because I have a Rode Procaster, really nice broadcast like vocal mic. I bring it here, and it's got a goofball adapter for the microphone stand. It's it's not a 1/2 inch, it's like a 3/8 inch like receptacle. So I can't even mount it on any of my mic stands. And I'm like, I have adapters for that somewhere, but I don't know where. I know one of them came with my my Theramini, because the bottom of that is like, I think, a 3/8 inch screw. So if you want to mount it on a mic stand, you use the adapter and then you screw it directly down, and you're done. So I may need to just like find another one of those. Okay. Cloud terrarium. Honestly, we can almost just leave that untethered for now. It's not going to hurt anything as long as I don't like spill beer onto the case. And beverages don't go anywhere unless they're in, sealed water bottles. Oh, Marco. Fine. Wait, hang on. We're not quite ready yet. Hang on. I'm going to at least plug the cloud terrarium in. I don't know if it's going to stay on this bottom row or not. I have my doubts. I have a feeling it's going to make it up to somewhere up in the middle, someplace where all of the other oscillators lurk and party and hang out. But like, just for now, rather than like, oh, here's another job, let's move 4 other modules to make room. I don't want to deal with that. So we need more knurlies and stuff. All right, well, fire up the skiff. Boom. Fire up the case. Boom, bada boom. Any smoke? No, because why would that happen? Yeah, I know. It's funny that these misnomers. You're working with low voltage stuff. People are like, look, if you reach your hands in here, you're gonna kill yourself. No. No, you're not. Now here, you're dealing with actual mains voltage, but all of that stuff is way over here on this side. That's where the power transformers and the filters and stuff are. They're way over here. And then everything else is just connecting 5 volts and 12 volts down the rails. So there's like literally like, look, oh no, I'm touching a power header. Oh no. You got to get over your fear of electricity. Genuine respect, that's necessary. You shouldn't be just like, I am making fun of people. I'm sorry, but not. Okay, this is a reset command from the Maestro. Okay. This is power lead. This is the clock cable going up to the top. This is the fill for my drum modules. That is generally going to go here. CV ins like so. Okay. Now, what else? We need to run clock to about 49 different places. Actually, let me run effect sends first. So, we've got I've got multiple. Man, these cables look kind of funky. All right, so this is send A here, and so that's going to go to reverb input like so, and then these are really nice. These little right angle guys, they just fit. Look at this, they fit absolutely perfectly right over the top. Yeah, I'm gonna have to improve my view here because this is stupid. This doesn't show you anything of the skiff in the least bit, and that's not good. So I'll deal with that in a second here. So this is return A, return B, or left and right, I should say, not return A and B. This is the left and the right of return A. All right, you are good. All right, now, also these two cables, will they reach? Oh, you don't quite reach. God damn it. Look at that. Look at that. It's less than an inch away. It's 1.5 centimeters away. This one's even less. Son of a... Now, if I completely bypassed the oscilloscope, then we could just hook it directly to the Golden Master and not worry about it. It's probably a good idea for now. Rather than trying to find a perfect cable solution for that esoteric little use case, let's just put it in here. Left is blue, right is black. Master outs there and there. You get out of the way. And a lot of these are just like optional floaty cables that I'm not going to use every single time. This guy, okay, you're already underneath everything, and that's a terrible idea. Routing your cables is a big thing, you know? So I want to make sure that this is done correctly from the beginning, so I don't have to just like constantly fool with it later on. Okay, this is left into return B from Das Mixer, and return B right will go like so. And then this stuff is insanely messy for no reason right now. Let's organize and push it back down and get it out of the way there. Okay. And then last but not least, we have send B. This guy, you're going the wrong direction. There, you can go above, and you can make a nice, happy little cluster right there. Send B, boom. There's all my sends. Very, very slick how everything kind of just like lines up on that. I find it very, very pleasing. Very pleasing and satisfying. Okay, now I have a couple of these itty bitty tiny cables right here. So we're going to go output left and output right into the C legs. And then that can go to a different mixer channel at some point. And I'm going to have another 4 channels of mixer right here. I'm kind of saving that space. You guys can get out of the way because you're being stupid right now. Okay. That would be a good place to maybe have another set of right angle cables. And then honestly, you can just kind of dangle down right there. It just perfectly dangles right into an electrical outlet. Fries my Maestro. Let's see here. What else do we need? Well, we need clock for sure. Okay. Where are my... I had clock cables specifically like set aside for my melodicers. And I don't see them anymore. And that really sucks. Are they behind here? Did I shove them? Yeah, that's what I did. I just crammed them back into the backpack. There they are. These guys. And then there's another right angle one, which we may be able to take advantage of because sometimes it's useful. Okay. Boom. There's the skiff. All right. One last thing before I continue wiring and start thinking about music. Let's do a thing with this stupid tripod stand holder doowacky. It actually isn't stupid. It actually works really well. I'm quite pleased. Oh God, look at the angle. Oh God, oh no. Can we get everything in here? And the answer is probably no. I'm going to say I doubt it. Also, it's sideways now, and I can't change that at all. So that sucks. All right, what's the most important part? Probably honestly, the skiff is really important. Shit, this whole thing looks all cuckoo caca now. All right, that's gonna have to be good enough for now. And then this camera can just sort of be perched like here or somewhere. We'll figure that out as we go too, because that's not going to stay the same. Okay, and I apologize about all the random sniffles and snorts and things like that, because to be completely honest, right now, it's the noise gate. I need a noise gate on this thing. Oh, I don't have Pam's screwed in. That's not smart. I should at least put something in there just to hold it down. Fuck, all I have are these like crappy reject screws. But I guess they'll work. If I can, fish one out. There. Man, they are tiny. Watch, they're M2.5s or something. They aren't. It's all good. I will confess, in my much younger days, I was known as the stoner engineer. So you're not wrong. But music came far before that, and synthesizers came far before that. Like, I've been playing synths and programming since I was about 13. So yeah, that's always been a huge thing for me. Thanks to my piano teacher who played me switched on Bach when I was about 10 years old, and it blew my little mind. Okay, clock. All right, first of all, who's giving me a 16th note clock? You are giving me a 16th note clock. I would like to route this like that. That's vaguely okay, but not really. I mean, it's okay. We'll throw another clock into this boy. Doink. There, you guys get clocks now. Actually, what we could do then is just scooch this over a little tiny bit. There we go. That's the play. Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. And I was learning classical piano, and so it's like, oh, all of a sudden And then that led me to Tomita, and then that led me to all of the other things, Vangelis, and yeah. So, okay, these guys unfortunately only will take a quarter note clock, which is dumb. Well, they won't. They just work best on a quarter note clock. This is not long enough. Motherfucker. I wonder, will this be better for this? And the answer is sort of. Well, here, let's just swap places. We can swap places. That's easy enough. They're both getting the same signal. So that gives me a little tiny bit more room. And that's actually pretty good. Okay. Tiny clock out. Going into this guy. I'm going to actually not keep that plugged in all the time because it's just bright. And it's all up in my grill. And, you know, not as much of a fan of the insanely bright blue LEDs. So, you know, it's a bit problematic for now. Okay, we also need this cable. Where is it? Ooh, it feels like it's pinched under the rack. Hang on. Yep, it's right here. Come on. Buddy, there you go. All right. So that's the remote. That's the remote clock cable, basically. It goes up to this mult up here at the top, and that is only the melodicers. The melodicers don't really like a 16th note clock. They get a little bit wacky, and it actually says that in the album, the manual. They're like, you know, it works best on a 1 pulse per quarter clock, which is odd, to be honest. It has to do with how it generates the notes and such, I guess. It takes like X amount of clock pulses to do that, and when you spit too many clock pulses at it, it gets confused or something. Dude, I don't know. All I know is that when I run a 16th note clock, it don't work so good, you know? Okay, here is another clock. Can we run this to the buffered? Yes, but I don't like this. I hate this. That is officially dumb. D-U-M, dumb. Do I have another right angle cable? I know this is the not exciting stuff. This is I not that everybody was here, but I did warn at the beginning. Like, there's going to be a lot of just, like, random workmanship junk. And that cannot be avoided today, unfortunately. Just to kind of get the basics in place. Ooh, I have a black right angle cable, and this ought to be long enough. Now, and let's not drape cables into the power connectors. Probably a bad idea. I mean, I know I went the whole thing saying that you shouldn't be afraid of electricity, but maybe this is the solution. Maybe the solution is we just use one of these mults for local limited distribution. I think that may be the way to go. I could actually claw it up to the 6. That's probably for the best, yeah. Because then, see, we can go... Wait, where's my itty-bitty guys? Let's get itty-bitty guy right here. To... Oh, it won't reach the clock. You son of a... Okay. There's a nice short black cable. Do we have one of these? This is too long. That's not short at all. I got short guys, and I got really short guys, and then I have not so short guys. And, nope, that's about all I have, I think. Yeah, it is. I just, you know, I don't want the person that comes in here for the first time being like, wow, this is really fucking boring. God damn. This guy's the worst. It's like, I implore you. This is not the norm. And then tap. That's my clock. So we'll go clock from here. Boom. Imitor gets a clock, or the Electus. It's not the Imitor right now. And look at this. We got two more nice long-ish white right-angle cables. And I feel like these are used... These are the best things for semi-permanent emplacements of stuff. So, clock is going to go in here like so, and it's going to run down here like so, and it's going to take the output from number 1 like so. I like so. Okay, and yeah, there it is. We can even do the little zigzaggy guy underneath the knurly here. And look, it's the moving cloud terrarium. Oh my god, it's moving. Yeah, cable. Don't get stuck in there. That would be stupid. Don't be stupid, stupid. Okay, what else do we got to clock? We got to clock a lot of stuff. That guy's clocked. Dot sequencer. That absolutely, positively, 100% needs a clock of some sort. Oh, also, right here, look. Oh, look, now we have a clock. So many clocks, so little time, so many cables right in the way. Now we have a clock. Good. Let's see here. ZDSP. Let's test the functionality of a couple of these things and make sure that things are working okay. So this is gonna be more of just a testing time. This is not gonna be, let's make a whole piece thing. Because again, I cannot stay that late today, unfortunately. The master clock is a PAMS Pro. Which, I don't know, maybe it annoys people. Where's my, oh yeah. Dude, this is going to be weird. I'm like, where am I supposed to plug this in now? Alright, but the nice thing is, like, this stuff still reaches to the top row because it's basically the same as before. It's only different by about, you know, what, 4 inches maybe total? So it should be good to go. Alright, and then let's get output low-pass filter into a stereo channel, and let's see if this shit is working. Watch, nothing works. Like, ah! That'd drive me crazy. And I'm going to reset my mixer. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to do, is make sure that I patch the sea legs. Oh, maybe that's what we do with these right angle white cables here. That might be the good idea. Where did the other one go? Oh, I used it. Son of a... I don't like this cable, actually. To be completely honest, I really don't like it like that. So, sea legs outputs are a little bit of an issue because they're just on the wrong side of the module. It's like, come on, buddy. So the easy thing to do would be to bring these things down into here. I've been plugging these into channel 13 for no particular reason, just because it was available consistently. But dude, this whole routing cables along the edge and stuff is not a fun thing. Although, look, that's where that little tiny little gap can come in handy. And now your cables are out of the way. Ooh, ah. But that's just one, and it needs a second one. So that could be a problem. But I don't hate that. I sort of hate it. I kind of hate it a little bit. Yeah, this is why people will wire things like through the back of their case and stuff, because there's a few things that are typically permanent-ish, and, you know, you just have just these obnoxious cable runs that are always there. It's not good. Okay. So that means this is my delay submixer. Let's test that first in the signal chain. Well, let's test this first in the signal chain and see if we got anything so far. Oh, hello. Now we're rolling. Okay. That's cool. How's this doing? Just as good. You cool, bud. You cool. Okay. So here's a weird thing about the ZDSP that I hate. It does not have normalized inputs. So if you're going to use it in stereo, you have to use a bridge cable and run a connector to both sides. It's dumb, and I don't like it. Okay, these guys, I'm going to keep these kind of like here, because these were clock connections and stuff for a bunch of different things. So we'll keep these shorty guys right here in front for now. There will be much more work to be done on this system. Absolutely. Essentially, this skiff case, this is like adding an extra 197 HP to my setup. Okay. So, that's, you know. Okay, what do you mean by work harder to produce less? Maybe you're not, actually. Maybe actually you're just doing things that you can with what you have. Money's not always the solution. Part of my spending, for one thing, comes from my other side hobby, which is dyeing golf discs. And so the money that I make doing that, I fold into the modular stuff. Right? So I think I do a good job. I do cool shit. What can I say? Here, let me show you a cool piece of my art. I did this disc recently, which looks like a beach. It's very cool. It's very nifty. Here, you're better. Ha-ha! There. See? That's a Discmania MD5, and it looks like a beach. And this was white. It's a white disc. So this is like my side job, aside from my other actual job, you know. But yeah, I make some money doing this, and then I take that capital and I push it into modular, and then I perform on the modular and stream, and the idea would be to eventually get enough followers to get some kind of, I'll be honest, I will whore myself out for free modules. I will do reviews. I will absolutely do it. But I'm going to do them just like, here, basic educational kind of stuff. Like, here's how to use this thing. I'm not going to, like, orally pleasure the manufacturers. Unless they throw a dump truck full of money at me. Let's face it, everybody's got a price. My price is LEDs and buttons and knobs. This guy, how can we hook him up? Well, I happen to have a pair of cables right here, and that'll be useful. Output 1, output 2. Oh, that's lovely. Just the plate in this. Listen to this reverb. That's with the decay time turned all the way up. Okay, and it does have built-in chorus as well. And a tone. Oh, one of these cables is, I think, a little bit shitty. Tone up. So that is like just an amazingly great reverb. I'll be honest. Like, and that's not even getting to the ridiculous ones like the Niflheim. Here, let's turn the decay all the way up. Chorus halfway. Oh, you're still waiting for the decay to end, aren't you? Oh. This is the Tip Top Audio ZDSP with the Halls of Valhalla card, which is made by Valhalla. You know, the people that make great delays and charge $50 for all of their VSTs because they're cool like that. I mean, it's still going, right? So this is the closest thing that I can find to a supermassive in a rack. And then we also would have the flexibility to run an effect send into that and then just use it as our bus reverb on the mixer. So, is this long enough even? Is this wide enough? I don't think it is. I'm going to have to end up moving the SIG over another space or two just to make room for another 4 channels here. Now, there's another option, by the way, and I've thought about this, which is take the FX aids, put them here, move the mixer down a little bit more centralized. That's probably not a bad idea. And I think the Aurora is the same size as all 3. I think the Aurora is 12, and these are 4-piece, so I can slot the Aurora in place. And, you know, keep everything else exactly the same. So that might be something good for the future. That way I'll have effects self-contained. Realistically, if I would add like a couple of items to this, I could make this a standalone synth. This could be, the whole skiff could be like a 2-voice standalone synth with extra sequencing power for no reason. I'm missing something here. I had clocks, and I know I've got clocks running to the Subharmonicon and the Labyrinth in the past. So maybe we just leave 2 of these completely open. I think everything is covered. I don't know if, do I believe that 100%? I guess I do. Whoa, 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 buddy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we're running this mult right here. And this is distributing clock up to the top. And that's doing clock things. It's doing all of its stuff. Okay. While I'm at it, I might as well hook up my my Zork's modulations here, since I pretty much use vaguely standardized things. Green guy, this is a 16th note random, and the yellow guy is a quarter note smooth bipolar random. Which honestly turns it into almost like another Sloths and just kind of does weird things, you know? Okay, I want to check another thing here. Let's check the black hole. Typically, I use almost all of them, except the Bloom. The Bloom is suffering from, Moogly is too lazy to learn it really well. But that's one of the reasons I stuck it down here, because I want to use it more. I took it out, I had the Behringer 182, which is just a dual 8-step or single 16-step sequencer, and I loved that thing, aside from the fact that it's like $100. but it's really good for like timed modulation. You know, using a sequencer as a modulator is like, it's the bee's knees, you know. I thought this would be a cool replacement for it. It's just kind of not the same thing, but it is interesting. And so that whole part of me that's like, well, it's not the same thing, it doesn't work the same way. Like, okay, yeah, but like, again, learn it. Do your shit. Learn it. Which I have not sat down and done. So one of these days, I'm going to do a stream where all I do is use the Bloom for everything, right? It's the only way I'm going to figure it out. It's the only way it's going to get mastered. I just have to get off my ass and like make the commitment to do it. Same thing with the Lupa. And again, the Lupa is... Jesus, I'm going to have to relearn how to use this thing. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you just click the erase button. My Lupa is not functioning fully correctly. It never has. And again, I need to get off my ass and, you know, actually maybe get it returned, because it's just not working right. Yeah, but it looks like everything else is working here okay. I'm going to try a thing here real quick. I'm going to make sure that my MIDI connections are actually functioning. In fact, if I hit go and I go to part 8, are we getting a clock? Oh no, there's no clock hooked up to the vector. That's the problem. There's your problem. Where's that long black cable? This guy. This here guy. Yeah. All right. We'll go clock 1, and we'll just use this for now, or maybe permanently. It would be nicer if it were not hanging right in front like so. That would be great, but unfortunately. Actually, that's okay, as long as it's kind of hooked around the corner here. It's not in the way. It's in the way down here, but you know, what are you going to do? It's only one thing you can do. Burn the earth. Start fresh with the monkeys. It's all you can do. Sorry. Anyways, where was I? We were doing this, and then we were playing? We were supposed to be playing. Are we not playing? Why are we not playing? Are you playing? You ought to be getting a clock of some sort. Global? Oh yeah, it's playing. Never mind. I'm being stupid. Which means this guy ought to be putting out sound. I'll be honest, one of the main reasons I wanted to put the ZDSP back in the case is for this program, the low pass delay. It's like fantastic, and it just sounds great. Whatever filter they've got on there, just a little bit of resonance. It's friggin' sweet. This also gives me an idea, which is that I have room for a couple of analog oscillators potentially in here. I've got a few dope for oscillators at home. I have my Bifaco even VCO. That might be a good one because that's got a nice happy octave switch and stuff like that. So that might be a good idea. That's here someplace, I think. So, okay. I think that's going to probably do it for today. I think it's just going to be mostly just a working stream. So, next time will for sure be music. Again, Friday streams are typical, but I can't this week. So, unfortunately, this is one of the rare times where I'm going to miss a Friday modular day, unfortunately. So, but sometime this week, keep an eye out. Probably like Wednesday, I'm thinking. So, anyways, yeah. Modular Quest Volume 2 is definitely well underway. So, that being the case, thanks for coming and watching. It's not the most exciting stream ever, but we'll get stuff beat into shape for sure. And I need to go spend some money. I need to get another mixer module, and I need to find a chainsaw. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to take off. Thanks for coming once again, and hopefully I'll see you soon.